Besides speaking at the George Washington Inn in February 2012, George also began to make history come alive in public and private schools and with groups at service clubs, libraries, and business and church groups. In July of 2012, George also appeared at the George Washington Inn during the 3-day Sequim Lavender Festival. Then in 2015, a reenactment group began to recreate the skirmishes at the Lexington Green and the Concord Bridge during the Lavender Festival. The following year, in 2016, the reenactment became its own event and was called the Northwest Colonial Festival. Since that humble beginning of 24 colonials, militia, redcoats, and George, the Colonial Festival has grown to include over 100 reenactors, British redcoats, colonial militia, colonial families, fifers and drummers, and artillery, and has attracted such portrayers as Thomas Jefferson, John and Abigail Adams, Mercy Otis Warren, Eliza Pinckney, Peggy Shippen Arnold, yes, that's Benedict Arnold's wife, Esther Reed, and Commodore James Barron. In 2019, George Washington Speaks was created in order to attract other portrayers and reenactors that would portray revolutionary characters in the classroom and at other events. COVID-19 has changed the in-person schoolroom presentations to remote Zoom presentations, which has actually resulted in expanding our outreach. We have pre-taped 15 presentations and are funded to tape a dozen more. We are incorporating portrayers and reenactors from the Northwest Colonial Festival and other groups to create videos and Zoom meetings in creative ways. As reenactors and portrayers, we fully acknowledge that we are not historians, but like many of you, we are students of American history and cherish the unique formation of our country. That love and passion for our history propels us to discover and better understand our roots as a nation and its place in world history. It is interesting to note that unlike other nations, we were not bound together by a common race, ethnicity, or mother tongue. Further, we were not governed or severely limited by a powerful ruling class or by an established religion over many centuries. We thought differently. We believed that individual citizens could rule themselves, and we still do. Our founding, our heritage, and our legacy, which we have inherited, are based on ideas and values that we share. Those of self-evident truths, unalienable rights, equality, rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and of independence and freedom. We developed these principles over time from our colonial heritage and forged them in our rebellion against a tyrannical government. Our founding was truly one of the most radical events in world history. It was when the common man not only formed the first written constitution in history, but enacted it into the law of the land. We felt that we, the people, the average ordinary person, should have a say in ruling themselves. For the first time in the history of the world, the common man came up with his own form of government, of the people, for the people, and by the people. It has been acknowledged many times that our democratic republic was a miracle. It was the miracle in Philadelphia. George Washington Speaks seeks to honor our forebears for their strength and wisdom and their fortitude and perseverance against all odds by factually portraying history. Our goal is to synthesize the information available to us in books and articles into a coherent presentation that you may learn from, that you may enjoy and hopefully may be inspired by. Because we are so passionate about what we do and continue to learn, we invite you and actually depend upon you, dear observer, for your insights, your comments and input, and your references to other resources and materials that you have found helpful for our future presentations. We also welcome your ideas on other topics that we might address. And of course, any encouragement that you would give us, we would appreciate as well.